got a Bible holding up with you. Don't get too relaxed. This is my Bible.
This is my Bible.
God's holy word.
God's holy word.
I make it a lamp unto my feet
I make it a lamp unto my feet
and a light unto my path.
and a light unto my path.
I'll hide His word in my heart
I'll hide His word in my heart
that I might not sin
that I might not sin
against God.
against God.
Luke's Gospel chapter 12, if we look at the Word of God this morning, Luke's Gospel chapter 12. The Word of the Lord put on my heart today. We could have a question that God laid close to our heart today. Please is, what have you done with the blessing? What have you done with the blessing? Everybody let's say amen.
Amen.
The Bible said in verse 16, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do, I will pull down my barns and build greater. He said, and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for today, God. Father, we thank you for the words of life, God. Father, we thank you for the word and the spirit for the God. And Father, we pray that they would work together in agreement in this house today for the God. And Father, I pray that you just go ahead of us through this word. And Father, I pray the grace of God would abound in this house today for the God. Father, where sin did abound, I pray the grace of God would much more abound, God. But I pray today for the God that you do a work with this word today for the God. I pray that you lift it off these pages. I pray you transform us with it. I pray you sanctify us with it. But I pray, Lord, today for the God that we would hear the truth. But I pray, Lord, that you just open up our ears and our hearts that we might receive it, God. And Father, I pray it would be meat for the soul for the God. But I pray it would be meal for the God. For those who have just come on the journey, God. But I pray today for the God, for those that might be lost or undone without Jesus Christ as their Savior. God, I pray today will be the day of salvation, Lord. But I pray that you draw to an altar of repentance. And Father, I pray that they will confess their sins and call upon the name of the Lord, that they be saved. God, I pray today, God, that you have blessed the reading of thy word. God, I pray we might be a mouthpiece and an instrument for you, God, a vessel of honor. Father, I pray you might preach to us and preach through us, God. But I pray the Holy Ghost of God would have his will and his way in this house. And Father, I pray you would do what you alone are able to do. Father God, we are just mere mortal man. Father, you know that we are made out of dust. Father, you know our ins and our outs, our ups and our downs. And Father, you know exactly our weakness today, God. Father, but I thank you that by your grace, your strength would be made perfect in our weakness, God. Let the name of the Lord be blessed in this house today. I pray that we might decrease in order that you might increase. And Father, I pray that your name be lifted above every name. For Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. Father, let us preach Jesus Christ, him crucified, risen and coming in the clouds of glory. Father, we love you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. And amen and amen. Everybody, please be seated. Luke's Gospel chapter 12, without a doubt, Jesus is the greatest, the most effective preacher that there ever was to preach the Word of God, to speak the truth, to teach the truth. Without a doubt, my friend, Jesus could look into the heart of a man and he could see his need, and then Jesus could speak the Word that would go in and lay hold of his very soul. Jesus was able to minister effectively through the preaching of the Word of God because he is the Word of God. We find, my friend, that even though as effective as Jesus' ministry was, there were still those who would not hear. They had ears to hear, but they would not hear. They had eyes to see, but they would not see. We find, my friend, that they were rebellious, even rejected, resistant to the truth, and outward defiance of that which Jesus would preach and that which Jesus would teach. But not everybody was in outward defiance of the truth. There were some who didn't hear because something else was on their mind. Have you ever been preoccupied with something else on your mind? That even though you was in a meeting or even though you was in church, you know, even when you come to church, you got to get your mind right. If you're going to be able to receive what it is that the Lord has prepared for us. You've been in a place, my friend, where somebody was talking or speaking and you don't know a word they said because you got some problem or some situation, and that's all you can think about. That's all that's on your mind, and you rolling it over and over and over in your head, and you can't get no peace about it. And this is where Jesus was at in Luke Gospel chapter 12. He's been teaching about hypocrisy. He's been teaching about hell. He's been teaching about, my friend, the unforgivable sin. And all of a sudden, in verse 13, there's a man who just blurts out. I mean, he just right there on the scene. He tells Jesus, Jesus, speak to my brother. Tell my brother, he said that he divided the inheritance with me. This man had a problem, and he couldn't think about nothing but the problem he had, and he wanted Jesus to fix his problem, praise God, so that he could get on with doing what he needed to do. I want you to understand that this ain't the first time that Jesus has had to get in the midst of a family issue, praise God. Only 2 chapters ago, it was between 2 sisters, Martha and Mary, and now it's between 2 brothers over an inheritance that's been left to them. And he wanted him to tell his brother to divide that inheritance. Now, when Jesus heard this man speak, he said, man, who am I to judge over you? Jesus said, man, who am I to going to come into the midst of your problems, your family situation, the crisis that you got, whatever I say, you ain't going to receive it to start with, praise God, because you already got made up in your mind how it should have been divided up, and you're just looking for me to take your side and to take your case and to make your brother fix the wrong and make it right, praise God, according to the way that you see it in your eyes. And he said, man, who made me judge over you? Because there was an issue that was greater than the inheritance, and it was the heart of these 2 brothers, and their heart wasn't right. And if your heart ain't right, praise God, you ain't going to receive what it is that God's got prepared for you. You won't receive the truth, praise God, because the God of this world has blinded the mind of them that believe not, praise God, so that they would not see the truth, or hear the truth, or accept the truth, or receive the truth, praise God, because they have taken the very truth of God and turned it into a lie, praise God. I'll tell you today, people wanted to say what they wanted to say. They want God to do what they want God to do. They don't want what's right. They don't want what's just. They don't want what's merciful. They don't want what's gracious. They don't want to do the right thing, praise God. They want to do what they want to do, and they want God to fix it in their favor, praise God. That's the way most people approach a problem or a situation. And this man says to Jesus, and Jesus says in verse 15, he said, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Jesus looked at the man, he said, listen to me, and listen to me good. He said, take heed. He said, beware of covetousness. He said, because a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things that he possesses. He said, life is much more than what you own and what you have and what you can give and what you can buy. He said, life is much more than that. He said, you measure your life by the inheritance that was left to you by your mama and your daddy, praise God, but you ain't got an inheritance with the crown prince of peace and the Lord of glory. You looking for treasures on the earth, praise God, when you ought to be laying up treasures in heaven. Jesus said, you're looking at the wrong thing, trying to measure your worth, praise God, trying to measure whether or not you're rich. Listen to me, we live in a world, my friend, where people are driven by their desires, selfish desires, especially desires for things that are materialistic, praise God, and they measure their worth compared to what somebody else has or somebody else doesn't have to determine if they're all that in a bag of popcorn, praise God. I need to tell somebody today, you and your popcorn will die and go to hell outside of Jesus Christ. And forgiveness of sin, praise God. You better know that you belong to the Lord, and you are not rich in material blessings or worldly blessings, but the spiritual blessings that only come in Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior, praise God. We live in a blessed nation. We live in America, the United States of America, and we have a very high standard of living compared to the rest of other people on the face of this earth who cannot read a lick of anything. If you woke up this morning, my friend, and you have good health or more health than you do have illness, praise God, you are more blessed than the 1 million people who will not even survive this week. My friend, if you got food on your table and you got clothes on your back and a roof over your head and a bed to sleep in, you are more blessed than 75% of the people in this world today, praise God. If you got money in the bank and money in your wallet and change laying on your dresser, you are among the wealthiest people, the top 8% in the world, praise God. If you can go to a church service and not have to worry about being tortured or arrested or put to death, you, my friends, are more blessed than 3 billion people across this earth, praise God. We don't know how blessed we are. More, praise God. We can't get enough. We can't get enough. There's only 2 ways to get enough. Accumulate more and more or desire less. But most people don't desire less because most people can't get enough of what they got, of the good life, of the material things, of worldly possessions, and they got to have more. Listen to me. The Bible said, Jesus said here, a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things that he possesses. He who died with the most toys is not the one who wins. Praise God. There's a lot of people, my friend, think that if they can just get this or get that, it'll make their life happy and satisfied and fulfilled, praise God. And what they are searching for and what they really need can't be found of anything that is in this world, because Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world, praise God. Jesus came to this world to suffer, bleed, and die, and hang on an old rugged cross between the heavens and the earth, where he laid down his life for the sins of all mankind, praise God. That he will save you, praise God, so you continue in the ways of the world and be a part of the world. He said, they that are mine are in the world, but they are not of the world, praise God. Which kingdom do you belong to, and who is your king, praise God? Because Jesus says here in verse 16, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruit. Because of the greed that Jesus saw in the heart of this man who asked him a question in verse 13. Jesus saw his covetousness, he saw his greediness, he saw his desire to have not only what he thought was his, but to have his brothers also. And then Jesus began to speak to him and told him a story in verse 16, beginning in verse 16, a parable about a rich man who had grounds that brought forth plentifully, the Bible says, and when they brought forth plentifully, he looked around and said, where will I bestow all of my fruit, praise God? What are you going to do with the blessing, praise God? This rich man, who had been given above and beyond, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. God had not only filled his storehouse, but God had brought it to a state of overflow, praise God. And God was presenting this man with a problem. Can I tell you something today? Your blessing is a test from God. Will you pass the blessed test? Because the blessed test will determine whether the next test you see down the road will be plenty or whether it will be lack, praise God. You better know today that what to do with that which the Lord has blessed you with. Because here in this passage of scripture, the man had a problem. What am I going to do with the blessing from the Lord, praise God? And And the Bible said in verse 18, verse 17, he said he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruit. He said, what? Within himself, saying, what shall I do? He said, I don't have any room. He said, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this abundance, all that I've been given, all that I've been blessed with. And I want you to understand that the man that had been blessed was not a Christian man. He was a sinner. He was somebody who was lost. You say, well, how did he get blessed, preacher? Because Jesus said that he rained on the just and the unjust. Praise God. Jesus blesses who he will. He gives grace to whom he'll give grace. He gives mercy to whom he'll give mercy. And he was testing this man to see what he would do with that which God had given unto him. God was the one who multiplied it. God was the one who said, I get sick and tired of hearing people say, well, it's mine. I worked real hard for it, but you don't know what I had to do to get it. It's mine. It belongs to me. I worked, I sweated, I labored over. Let me help you out just a minute. You may think it's yours, but God gives it to everyone according to his sample ability. Praise God. It is God who gives out according to his good pleasure. Praise God. Every good gift and every perfect gift cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variableness, neither shadow turning. Praise God. It is God who gives the goodness of God to the men of the earth, and it's not based upon who you are or what you do. It's based on the benevolence and the goodness of Almighty God. God is a good God. God is a great God. God is a God with bountiful blessings and abundance. When I'm talking about the one today who made it all, formed it all, created it all, and the one, my friend, who did it all by himself. You weren't there when he formed the world and laid the foundation. He alone did it all by himself because he's God all by himself. Amen. The Bible says that this man began to look around and say, what am I going to do with all that I got, all that I've been blessed with? If you read this passage of scripture, study over it, I think it's about 11 times the word I and my are used in these few verses, because everything that he was thinking about was with himself and for himself. He thought within himself. He didn't ask nobody else what to do. He didn't seek godly counsel or wisdom. He didn't even ask the Lord. He just took it upon himself and said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tear down my old barns and build greater barns, and then I'll have somewhere to throw all my goods. I'm going to sit back, eat, drink, and be merry. Praise God. I'm going to live the good life. The good life. The Bible says that he began to look around, but he didn't look far enough. Because I believe if he'd have looked far enough, he'd have saw a neighbor that was in want. He would have saw a neighbor that was in need. He would have saw a neighbor whose crops didn't make it like his crops made it. He would have saw a neighbor who had a child on their deathbed who was struggling just to get by. Praise God. He would have saw an old couple who was struggling with their finances, trying to make ends meet. But yet he decided to tear down his old barns and build bigger barns and greater barns. God's got a barn, and it don't look like your barn, honey. God's got a barn, and it's called the house of the widow. It's called the belly of the orphan, praise God. It's called the hands of the poor, praise God. And God expects you to take the blessing that he's given you above and beyond that which you could ever receive, and that which you could ever spend, and that which you could ever eat, praise God, and minister in Jesus' name, and do the work of the Lord. I can tell somebody today, you better serve the Lord while there's time to serve the Lord, praise God. You don't realize how much sand has already fell through your hourglass. There's more in the bottom than there is in the top, praise God. And if you're going to serve the Lord, you better get on with serving the Lord while you got time. If you're going to live for the Lord, you better start living for the Lord today, praise God. If you're going to love, you better love today. If you're going to forgive, you better forgive today. If you're going to give, praise God, you better give today, praise God. Because God He looked around and saw himself. He didn't see his neighbors. He didn't see people in need. He didn't see those that were hurting. He didn't see those that were without. And he looked around and he didn't even see God. He didn't even see God. He just saw all the fruit that he had and the blessings that were there. And he didn't even acknowledge God in the blessing. You know, I bet when he planted the crop, Brother Mark, I bet he was praying, good Lord, I want you to bless this crop. Amen. Good Lord, I'm going to stand over this field, ask you to help it, grow it up, put much fruit on the vine, God. Let it be everything you want to be, God. I'm just going to give it to you, Lord. But whenever God blessed it, above and beyond what he could ever ask or think, praise God, he wasn't nowhere to be found. He wasn't looking for God. He wasn't asking for God. He didn't ask God what he wanted to do with it. Listen to me, we even get to a place people do where they doubt God. Where they get to a place where they say, like the children of Israel did in the wilderness, can God? Can God furnish us a table in the wilderness? Can God do what I need him to do? Can God fix my problem? Can God turn this around? Friend, I want you to know that the arm of the Lord ain't been cut off and his hand ain't been stored. Power even today, praise God. God still can. God is still able, praise God. I want you to understand, when you begin to say, can God? There's a reason that people say, can God? Because they done got to a place where they don't know if God will or not, praise God. Amen. Listen to me. I don't dare to presume upon God. Because God makes up his own mind to do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it, and I don't dare presume upon God. God's God all by himself. He can do it and I can't, so I just might as well leave it up to him. I trust the Lord. I choose to trust the Lord. You got to choose to trust the Lord. You got to choose to trust the Lord. I just trust the Lord. I was talking to somebody this week, was talking about a situation, and there was a need. And a person that prayed and prayed and prayed over that need and asked God and looked for God to do something about it. And it just seemingly went on and went on and went on, and there was never a place seemingly where God was going to answer that prayer, turn it around. It finally got to a place where they wondered, can God? And then it finally got to a place where they said, well, I just believe it's too late. I believe it's just too late. And I got to thinking about that thing. And I don't know whether God will or whether God won't. All I know, I'm going to pray and ask and believe and trust. Amen. But what about all the other times God turned it around? Amen. What about all the other times you prayed and God answered your prayer? What about all the other times that he healed? What about all the other times that he delivered? What about all the other times that he met your need? What about all the other times when you looked like it was lost and gone, praise God, but God showed up just in the nick of time, right on time, praise God, and he turned it around, and salvation come to whatever it was that you was praying and calling to the Lord about? What about all those other times that God blessed you in spite of who you are and in spite of what you've done? What you do with the blessings that God blessed you with all them other times, praise God. Amen. What you do with the blessing then? Because what you did with the blessing then has got a lot to do with what you're going through right now. Amen. Because the blessing is a test. Listen to me, you just can't do what you want to do with the blessing. It's not left up to you to do what you want to do with the blessing. You got to ask the Lord, God, what do you want me to do with what you've given me? Amen. It's not yours to start with, praise God. God is the one who gave it. God, and listen to me, God can cut it off just as quick as he turned it on, praise God. You got to ask God, God, what do you want me to do with this? Because God, I want to make sure I'm supposed to be a good steward, a just steward. I don't want you to take my one talent and give it to the one that's got 10, praise God. I want to invest in the kingdom of God and do what I'm supposed to do, praise God, because I know that there's some requirements for me as a child of the Lord, praise God. I think about Jehoshaphat. Chronicles chapter 20, Jehoshaphat thought he could do what he wanted to do with the blessing. The Bible said Jehoshaphat, the Bible said the children of Ammonites and the children of Moabites came against the children of Judah down in the bottom part of Israel. And Jehoshaphat was the king over the southern kingdom of Judah. They was only a day away. And the Bible says that they were told that Jehoshaphat was told that they were there. And the Bible said that he committed himself to fast and pray and call the people to come. And everybody assembled themselves together in the temple of the Lord. And all the congregation fasted and prayed and called upon the Lord. And the Bible said Jehoshaphat stood up in their midst and began to cry out to God. And as he began to pray to the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord fell upon Jehaziel. And the Bible said that he began to prophesy. And he said, be not afraid nor dismayed. He said, for this battle is not yours, but it belongs to the Lord. He said, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. The Bible said that he said, go out and set yourselves up against them. And the Bible says that they went out to set themselves up against them. And when they went out to set themselves up against them, that God stirred up in the camp of the children of the Ammonites and the children of Moabites until they fought one against the other and they destroyed one another. And when the children of Israel got there on the battle scene, out on the field, wasn't nothing but dead bodies. And the Bible said riches that were there with them and precious jewels. And the Bible said that they began to gather up the riches and the precious jewels that were there with them. And the Bible said it was so much that they couldn't carry it away. It took them 3 days to gather up the riches and the spoils that was left there on the battlefield for a battle that they themselves didn't even fight. Praise God. But God blessed them and blessed them above and beyond. Praise God. And then the Bible said in verse 35 of 2 Chronicles chapter 20, and after this, praise God, after what? After the victory, after they were blessed, after there was much spoils, after the spirit of the gold and the precious jewels, Jehoshaphat made a league and alliance with Ahaziah, the king of Israel. The Bible says to build ships to go down to Tarshish. And the Bible says that there was one who stood up and prophesied against Jehoshaphat. And the Bible says that when he prophesied against Jehoshaphat, he said the Lord will break that because you made an alliance with the wicked king of Israel, Ahaziah. And the Bible said that the Lord broke the ships that they could not sail down to Tarshish. Praise God.
Amen.
Jehoshaphat, where did he get the money to enter into this deal with Ahaziah? Where did he get it? He got it from the spoils, the gold and the silver and the precious jewels that they were blessed with from the battle that they did not fight. But God blessed them anyhow. He took it, made an alliance with a wicked king named Ahaziah. You just can't do what you want to do with the blessing of the Lord, praise God, and expect God to keep on blessing it, praise God. God will break it right where you at, praise God. Gotta stop it. Listen to me, what do you do when God blesses your business? What do you do? If God blesses your business, what you gonna do with blessing? You gonna tear down an old barn and build a bigger barn? What you gonna do with the blessing? You know what Peter did with the blessing? Do you know that Peter owned a fishing company before he ever was a disciple of the Lord Jesus Christ? The Bible said in Luke chapter 5 that Jesus came to the Sea of Tiberias, the Sea of Gennesaret, and the Bible said he came there, and when he came there, the Bible said he came with a multitude of people. Early one morning, there were 2 ships sitting there. Jesus came to where the 2 ships was. Nobody was in the ship. They were outside cleaning their nets, and Jesus was feeling the press from the crowd, and he looked and got into one ship and told Peter a long time, and just a little piece from the shore. He sat down and began to teach the people, and after he had taught the people, he turned around and he looked at Peter and he said, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a drought. The Bible says that Peter said, we worked and toiled all night and fished and ain't caught nothing, but nevertheless at thy word. The Bible said he launched down into the deep and he cast a net, and when he cast the net, the Bible said it was so full of fishes that it began to break, and he called for his partners who were on the land, James and John, and they came to him, praise God, and they filled up the ships with fish until they began to sink, the Bible says. And the Bible said that Peter fell at his knees and said, depart from me, I am a sinner. Oh Lord, praise God. And Jesus said, from now on, I call you to be a fisher of men. This is what Peter did with the blessing. When they got to the land, all the fish was on the shore, and Peter turned around and left his nets. He left the fish, he left the boat, he left it all, praise God, right there with the people that was in the multitude of the crowd, and he followed Jesus, praise God, because it wasn't a blessing that meant something to Peter, praise God. It was a blessing, and his name is Jesus Christ. Amen. 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 Too many times, my friend, we're just looking for God to bless us. Amen. Oh, we've seen things we'd like to do and things we'd like to have. And if we can get what it is that we want, we think it's just going to cause us to find so much satisfaction and so much fulfillment and so much happiness and so much of this that the world has to give us, to the point that Jesus said in verse 19, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, thou fool, he said, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Who shall these things be which thou hast provided? He said, oh, I'm going to lay these things up, and for years and years, he said, I'm going to be all right. He said, I ain't going to have to hit a lick at a snake, I don't have to worry about a thing, I'm going to sit back and eat, drink, and be merry. And the Bible said, but God said, God got something else to say. Listen to me, God will have the final say. God will be the one speaking. I hear people say, well, when I get to heaven, I'm going to talk to God. You ain't going to say nothing. You ain't going to be able to utter a word in the presence of one so great. Amen. Do you know that whenever they sent the temple guard to arrest Jesus and they heard him speak, the Bible said they could not arrest, they could not speak, or they couldn't say nothing to him, couldn't do nothing to him, because never have we heard a man speak like this man, praise God. And that was Jesus, robed in flesh and blood. God come down to this earth, praise God. What about when you see him robed in all his glory and all his power, and you don't talk to God about it, praise God? I can tell you right now, you ain't going to say nothing, and God's going to have the final say. Amen. The final say. Yes, he said, but God said, thy fool. Listen to me. The Bible said in Psalm 14, the fool has said in his heart that there is no God. There is no God. There is no God. This man lived his life as if there was no God. This man prepared to live, but he did not prepare to die. Come on. Yeah. Amen. All he could think about was what he could gain in this life. He was prepared to live, but he was not prepared to die. He even spoke to his soul and said, soul, you just sit down and take it easy. Soul, I got plans for you. So we're going to enjoy life. We're going to kick back. Soul. Listen to me. You're going to lose your soul. Lose your soul. The Bible said in Mark's Gospel, chapter 8, verse 30, says, what profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? Or what would a man give in exchange for his soul? What would you give in exchange for your soul? What would you give in exchange for your soul? Pleasures of life, material things of the world, worldly possessions, would you give it up for your soul? Not too long ago, a boy sold his soul on eBay for $400. Don't realize the value of what the soul, man. Just do it, but that's just how little people think about life after death. There's a rich man in Texas who owned a big ranch, and he invited a preacher to come and eat supper with him. And after supper, he took him up on the hill and began to look in this direction. He said, preacher, when I bought this, there wasn't nothing to this. A bunch of tumbleweeds and rattlesnakes, wasn't nothing. Nothing. But as far as I could see, you could see oil wells just a pump. He said, all that's mine. He turned this way. He said, preacher, look out on him. He said, as far as you can see, wheat field just waving in the wind. He said, preacher, that's all mine. They turned around and looked this way. He said, preacher, I want you to look. He said, as far as you can see cattle. He said, all them cattle, that's all mine. And he turned around and looked this way and he said, preacher, you see that big, fine wood line? All that woods? He said, preacher, that's all mine. That's all mine. And he stopped talking long enough, expecting the preacher to say, man, you really have done something in this place. Really been blessed. The preacher laid his hand on his shoulder, looked up into the heavens, pointed in that direction. He said, what you got up there? What you got up there? Have you put anything over there?
Hallelujah.
Because everything that you've been pointing to around you, one day it's going to belong to somebody else.
Amen.
Who are you providing for? Because it ain't yours. You're going to leave it
That's right.
for somebody else. Because you sure ain't going to take it with you. Because the only thing that's eternal is your soul. And it's going to stand before God one day. 50 years from now, most of us will be dead and buried in the grave somewhere. If Jesus carries you, catch him away with him. Most of us will be. And those that remain, very few of them, will even remember our name. 100 years from now, will nobody even know who you were. Well, that was so great grandma. That was so great grandma. Today, there's only one that you need to be concerned about.
Amen.
Whether or not he knows your name. His name is Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And one day he's going to open up a book called the Book of Life. And every name that's found in that book has a home in heaven.
Come on.
To spend with him in eternity. But every name that's not found in that book will be cast out into outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth, into the lake of fire. A place called hell that was prepared for the devil and his angels. Is your name written down in the Lamb's Book of Life? Do you know Jesus Christ today as your Lord and Savior? Because Jesus came to buy your soul. Jesus came and laid down his life as the sin debt to ransom, to buy your soul. Ransom your soul. But if you don't let Jesus buy your soul, you're going to spend all eternity paying for it in the devil's head. That's the only way. That's the only way. God said, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. For this man there was no tomorrow. Tomorrow didn't exist. There was no tomorrow. If you went home, just imagine you went home from work one night this week. You ate supper with your family, you sat down in the living room, turned on the TV, and you're going to watch America's Got Talent for whatever reason you want to watch America's Got Talent. I don't know what it is, you watch America's Got Talent. And all of a sudden, in the midst of watching America's Got Talent, there comes a urgent message that comes from you that says, tomorrow is not canceled. Tomorrow has been canceled. And I want you to realize that that happens to a lot of people. That today is their last day. God put us on a song years ago.